People, get your popcorn, settle in. No one needs bathroom breaks. Let's go. Bojan Bogdanovic, 4 years, $73 million, leaving Indiana for the Jazz. Soon to be former Jazz point guard Ricky Rubio going to Phoenix for 3 years, $51 million. You heard Bobby Marks say in our last segment. Trevor Ariza, 2 years, $25 million going to Sacramento. And this is interesting. Rodney Hood, 2 years, $16 million to return to the Blazers.
Wow.
We thought Kent Bazemore, that trade that Portland made, was Rodney Hood insurance. I guess they didn't need it, but what do you think about those guys being there together now?
That's a tremendous deal. $8 million a year, that's less than the mid-level exception. I mean, I guess Rodney Hood just really liked playing in Portland, but I thought he was going to get more, at least a mid-level exception, which is 9 and some change. So that's great value for Portland.
Well, especially when you consider that Al-Farouq Aminu, who left, basically vacating the spot for him, signed for 3 years and $29 million with the Magic. That's a big number for Aminu. This is a much better number for Rodney Hood, and also let's not overlook the fact that Damian Lillard has recommitted today.
By the way, Damian Lillard signing or agreeing to that extension.
It's been a good day for the Blazers as well.
I have a question. Can I ask what Orlando is doing from this standpoint, right? Last year, they already had a glut of bigs.
I've never heard that question in the last 8
right?
years.
They already had a glut of bigs last year. So in the draft, they go out and draft another forward. And now in free agency, they go out and get another forward in Aminu, and they re-sign Vucevic. At what point do they say, might need a point guard? Might need some backcourt
Well, and I will
help.
say this, one of the things that's completely been incredibly clear today, the point guard market is red hot. When you look at Rubio getting $16 million a year, when you look at Rozier getting $19 million a year, when you look at Brogdon getting over $21 million a year. I mean, if you want a point guard, it's going to cost you, and the Magic have elected not to go that route.
Is Darren Collison thinking this? Wait a second, maybe we can just push it out for a couple more years?
I can still help the youth and do things like
a
that.
lot of stuff you can do with that money.
More money. Look, the biggest news, though, today still, Kevin Durant making it official on the Boardroom Instagram account. He is joining the Brooklyn Nets, 4 years, $164 million, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. And hey, he's apparently going to have Kyrie Irving there with him, DeAndre Jordan there with him.
Also, they're going to add Garrett Temple, which is a nice little value signing.
Wow, that's what are they going to sign him with?
With the room exception, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So Garrett Temple with a quality player. Remember, Joe Harris, Karis LeVert,
Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen. This is a good team.
That is a really good team.
Right?
And I think that's important. Again, going back to with Durant being hurt, it makes more sense to go to a team that is set. This is a team that made the playoffs, right? And so you go there, you know that they can survive the year, and that whenever he comes back, he doesn't have to be there all the time, every night. He can ease his way back in.
That sounds good. And look, obviously, good teams in the NBA are something we all want, so we hope that this works out. I, though, have heard this before. As you said it, coming out of your mouth, he's hurt, and that team did really well without him, and then he came back. Is that sounding familiar?
They're not going to win the title.
They're not going to, exactly. They didn't win 73 games.
The Boston Celtics. No.
Oh.
I'm talking about Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics, who did not win the title without Kyrie.
Right.
And we were all like, look, they have these great pieces, and then Kyrie's going to come back, and this is going to be amazing. It's the most stacked team, that sort of thing. I'm just saying
you're
that
projecting way out into the future. For
no. But Rachel brings up a good point. Like,
we can't assume anything.
Not only can't assume. There's stuff that Kyrie has to work on, clearly, right? In terms of his communication skills, how he connects and relates to his teammates. I always like to say, there's only one position in the NBA that your teammates actually have to like you, and that's point guard. And when they don't like you, it's really hard to be successul because your job is to make everybody better. And so, you're right, Rachel. It's
in
not
both
just
directions, by the way, because then Kyrie is going to be in the Jaylen Brown, right, Jason Tatum seat when KD comes back, right?
Yep.
Again, obviously it's not a completely direct metaphor because of the ages and the experience level and the star level of both teams, but it is interesting that you had that situation just go very wrong with Kyrie and the Celtics, and now he is mimicking kind of in the opposite shoe and foot and all of these other body parts in this Achilles in the situation with Kevin Durant. I do want to get to the team Kevin Durant is leaving, Ramona, because no one reported more, especially in the aftermath of the NBA Finals, than you did about how those guys were trying to pick up the pieces. Where does does this leave the Warriors without Kevin Durant?
Well, I think they embrace this underdog mentality, if you can call it, with the Warriors now. I mean, this is going to be Steph Curry and Draymond Green against the world next year until Klay Thompson can get back. And by the way, we don't have an announcement on that. My understanding is they were going to have a deal pretty soon. The fact that they haven't announced anything yet leads me to believe there's still some sticking points in terms of maybe a trade kicker or a no trade clause or even an opt-out after year 4. But that's expected to get done. I know the ownership has had dinner with Klay Thompson. This is going to happen at some point. What happens with the Warriors, though, is they didn't have to pitch Kevin Durant. Their pitch was, you came here and you won. You came here and we gave you everything.
Yet Steph Curry still flew to New York.
Steph Curry flew to New York either on his way home or on his way to China. I'm not sure which way he was going, but I've confirmed he was in New York.
Right.
I don't know exactly if he got to talk to Kevin Durant. I know they've been in touch the whole time anyway. Klay Thompson has been in touch with him. This was a rejection of the Warriors and everything that he has done there in Golden State. But in a lot of ways, Rachel, this has been a rejection of the Warriors all year long. This goes back to Draymond Green
That's a heavy statement.
It is. I mean, all year long, we have been hearing Kevin Durant was going to leave the Warriors. And if you go back to Draymond Green and calling him out after that game against the Clippers in the locker room, and the message was, get this out. And the message was, we have won without you. And so when Kevin and the argument started over the idea that they didn't pass Kevin Durant the ball at the end and Kevin was calling for the ball like, I'm the guy, and Draymond Green essentially says, we've won without you. This has been brewing the entire time. This whole season, we've all been up there and you got phrases like, it feels like he has one foot out the door all year. The reason why Draymond even called this out, brought it up, was to just bring this all out into the open so people could start dealing with it. This is not a surprise for the Warriors. The only thing that surprised me at the end was that there seemed to be this renewed hope with how things ended, with the brotherhood and camaraderie they felt after his injury, that maybe this could be salvaged. And they were going to make a 5-year offer, the full max. He did not take that.
That is amazing.
It saved the Warriors about $183 million.
I think they'd rather have Kevin Durant.
I know.
Yeah,
because they have no way to improve the team without him.
But the question really is, could anything that have happened, if Durant had not torn his Achilles and he had come back and been the hero and brought them back from 3-1, would that have done it, or we still have walked away? It may have been nothing that the Warriors could have done.
Yeah.
It may have been that they put themselves in position light years ahead to get that 3-year window. They won 2 titles in it.
Yeah, which, by the way, is...
We offered them congratulations, and this may have been the way it was always going to go.
Look at Brian bringing up that Earth 2 timeline. We will never, ever know. You see the Warriors on your screen right now. We will have more on the Warriors after this break. Brian and Ramona are going to get 5 minutes to breathe some dry ice-free air off set. We are going to bring in our Warriors reporter, Nick Friedel. We are going to bring in former Kings and Grizzlies coach Dave Yeager to pop on the set as well.
Cool.
Stick with us. So much more coming.
Oh, here he goes.
More of my friends.
You just
actually
everyone
do it.
Everyone do it.